Hey cats, it's Ed Booster Bud here. I can feel the Moderna coursing through my veins right now. Actually I can't, but my arm's a bit sore. Small price to be paid though, right? Today is the third update of the Triannual Daily Running Shoes of 2021. Which pairs have the ultimate upper, the magnificent midsoles, and the outstanding outsoles? Outside of the race shoe category, of course. It's going to take some time to get through all of these, so let's get to it. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel, always appreciated. If you haven't done so already, please help the channel out by hitting that subscribe button, but also clicking the bell below for notifications of when we roll out those new videos for you. And be sure to hit that like button too, and share this video with your running buddies. Mucho gracias. A quick refresher on screen right now of the second update for this series. I think it was back in late August, early September, I dropped the second Triannual update. I wonder where these shoes will shape up in the final top 10 today. I already know. But you don't, so there we go. Let's make a start because there's loads to get through. Here we go. In 10th position, it's the Puma Velocity Nitro. A nicely cushioned, almost plush feeling shoe, this one. A great daily offering, this one, a very cheap price too, with some stability there from that EVA wedge in the midsole. I think this one's a great entry point into the Puma Nitro midsole material. Puma really brought the fire this year, some fantastic shoes and some crazy prices as well. I don't know if they've done that deliberately to try and gain a little bit of that market share, but it certainly worked. Good value here in all areas from the upper through to the outsole. A great daily shoe. I feel there are a few better, and you will see those later in the list, but I think it demands a place in the top 10. Maybe if you're going to pick this one up, go a half size down from what you would normally do. I just think it fits a little long. At 10, the Puma Velocity Nitro. At position 9, it's the dependable Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 38. I'm not sure there were many shoes this year where I got to 100 miles as quickly as I did in the Peg 38. I think it's hard not to warm up to this shoe after a while. It's just such a versatile option. One you can get on foot and bang out those aerobic miles, the daily grind. This is the shoe for you. Of course, there are loads of lighter options out there. Probably not the shoe you want to pick out for some sort of tempo or speed effort. It's not going to be for repeats or intervals, but for the daily grind, I feel there are a few other shoes that are so versatile and just do the trick. Very much does what it says on the tin type of shoe. It provides a very cost-effective and durable offering, especially if you can pick it up with a discount. I do hope though that the Pegasus series does start to get a little bit lighter in 2022. That's probably my one bugbear about the shoe. The model is just getting consistently heavier each year. So position number 9, it's the React midsole of the Pegasus 38. At position 8, it's the Pegasus Trail 3. I absolutely love this shoe, I have to be honest. A very usable and beautifully cushioned midsole here in the Pegasus Trail 3. It's got a lovely squash to it. The React here is vastly different to that found in the Pegasus 38. Yes, unfortunately the shoe does get a little bit heavier once again. It's got React like no other Nike shoe at the moment. It's got the compression there, yet the stability required for some light trails. A comfortable upper and very reasonable lug depth. I think you could utilise this one for both road and trail type surfaces, no problem at all. I've enjoyed this one for both walking and some very light trails. Doesn't do quite so well in boggy areas, but you know, you can't have everything in a shoe, can you? One to pull on when there's some more inclement weather out there, though it's still light enough in the upper that it doesn't feel like you're wearing a Christmas sweater on your foot. A really great fitting trail shoe as well, this one. I don't feel like my toes are crying out for a half size up. I do often feel that with trail shoes, that the sizing's a little bit off sometimes, not in the Pegasus Trail 3. It's position number 8 in my top daily shoes of 2021. This shoe drops down from position number 4 in last time's chart. At 7 we have the Under Armour Flow Velocity Wind. I still think this is one of the most underrated and overlooked shoes of 2021. I don't think it's going to be for everybody. I think the Flow midsole here could be probably used by someone with a slightly lighter build. I think if you have a heavier build, it might not be up your street for a daily shoe. I think perhaps because it's not a Nike, a Saucony, an Adidas or a Puma, it just gets a bit overlooked. It certainly brings something new to the table here though with that Flow midsole material. It's a firmer yet more responsive ride that I really enjoyed. From that great midsole little outsole foam combo. Perhaps not the finished article. I would be very excited to see an update to this shoe in 2022, perhaps minimizing the weight a little further, or even completely removing the technology from the midsole that we have here. Of course, you can link this up to your phone or to your watch to gain some extra interesting analytics. I found the cushioning great across the whole of the midsole, and it's certainly one for those hipsters that want something a little different maybe. If you like your shoes a little more alternative and you want to pick this one up on a discount, they're all over the place right now. So look out for a bargain on the Flow Velocity Wind from Under Armour. Before we get to position number 6, do let me know your top daily shoes of 2021 down in the comments. You know, I'm always keen to see them. And so are all the other viewers too. Now, this is what happens to a shoebox if you leave a very large cat unattended when you've been stacking up your favourite footwear. It's yeah, seen better days, as you can see. At position number 6 we have the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel 2. Still high in my estimations, but I have dropped it down the top 10 a little bit. Fuel cell material here, as soft as a freshly laundered bed sheet. And the simple upper here leaves very little to aggravate the feet. For me, it was a great all-round pace shoe. I've got loads of miles into this one, at a quite slower pace in fact. I don't think everybody will probably agree with me on that one, but certainly carrying heavy goods back from the shops or doing a quick commute run back from work with a big bag on my back, it was an ideal shoe. I even ran a super fast half marathon in this one too. Not far off my PR really, just in training. It was a bit odd. I don't think it's for everybody. I think it could cause a few people some stability issues if they were to use it on a daily basis. Light as a feather nonetheless, and I feel that this is a really great shoe to have in the arsenal. I think price may put a few people off from experimenting with the Rebel 2, but I still think it's worth a place in position number 6 in my chart today. Rebel 2. In position number 5, it's another shoe of which we can thank Beast for partially destroying the box. The dirt cheap but highly usable Puma Liberate Nitro. A magic light and nimble shoe with an extremely grippy outsole and the super flexible upper. This takes quite a lot from the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite lineage. It draws from that model like some sort of leech, but I wouldn't suggest it's a poor cousin at all by any stretch. I reckon on this being a wonderful 5 to 10k training and race shoe. I mean, you can pick these up for as little as 42 Earth credits over here in the UK. There's nothing terrible about this shoe either. It doesn't feel cheap. In hand, it just feels like ridiculously good value to me. I ran up to about 10 miles in it and it felt absolutely fine for that. I don't think you probably want to use it for marathon training, but I really don't think Puma had that in mind when they designed the shoe. Thinking about this versus the Takumi Sen 8, for example, we could buy about 3 or 4 pairs of these versus the Sen 8. I really don't think that there's anything particularly special about that one. I just had a quick look. I found a pair for £42 here in the UK, so it's a big shoe to recommend. Do experiment with sizing perhaps a little bit. A half size down could save you a few extra grams perhaps. Number 5 in my top 10 daily shoes of 2021 is the Liberate Nitro. Hard to go wrong with Puma grip. In position 4, I have a shoe that I wasn't really dead set on when I first tried it out. My initial impressions were a little bit lukewarm, I suppose. Over time though, it's really come into its own as a daily cruiser. The Endorphin Speed 2 from Saucony. That pellet-based Power Run PB material really has won me over. Yes, it is one of the more expensive shoes on today's lists, I do grant you that, but it can do lots and lots of different things for you if you enter it into your rotation. And as such, I feel that this clog gives the runner some decent value. I think over the miles it's become a tad more malleable, a little bit more flexible, maybe slightly more forgiving underfoot. You might see that as a negative, I suppose, if you want to use the shoe for racing, but for me as a daily offering, I think it's made it all the better. I found it really hard not to dig this one at pretty much any pace on my daily runs. I know my main man, Tim Gross, is particularly keen on the Speed 2 as a daily shoe, and I have to agree with him. In fact, I almost always agree with Tim's comments and his views. You know, he puts the miles in and he gives you his honest opinions. I think you need to get a few miles and kilometers into this one to really unleash the beast. Hopefully the beast won't be unleashed again for a while after wrecking all those boxes. It will then give you some foot-forgiving forays into athletic enjoyment. So position number 4 is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2. In position 3, it's the Reebok Float Ride Energy 3. I think this is a stupendous value shoe for daily use. If you're a new runner perhaps and you're looking for a shoe to get you started, This is the one. Such an inviting underfoot feel. A bit like entering into a nice cosy inn, complete with a roaring fire on a cold winter's night. The chief thing for me about this shoe was the outsole. After 100 miles, it just barely looked like I'd used it at all. There's just hardly any abrasion or wear there whatsoever. There was also almost zero change to the actual midsole material and the cushion that it provides, and no damage to the upper as well. I do recall someone saying that the shoe would fall apart within about 5 or 10 miles, and they were wrong, and I knew that when they said it. That's why I blocked them. I think the only drawback with the Energy 3 is that of the distance and range it has within it. I'd probably go up to about 8 or 9 miles with this one. Not sure I'd want to go further than that. This makes the Energy 3 a great daily colossus. It's number 3 in my top daily shoes of 2021. Yeah, it smells reasonably good as well. Can't say that about many things that have gone 100 miles, can you? We're on to the last 2. You're going to pay for this box, beast. Don't you speak to me like that. At number 2, it's the Nike Air Zoom Vomero 16. Another overlooked cracker of a shoe for me for 2021. So few people have tried this one out. Why? Maybe it doesn't come with the hype and all the build-up that the Invincible Run had. But for me, the Vomero 16 is one of the best Nike daily shoes out there. A classic blend of a comfortable and plush upper, a very balanced midsole with a nice soft carrier, and that softer Zoom X in the core. And a quite brilliant rubber outsole as well. Wonderful protrusions. So much lighter than the Pegasus 38 and the Invincible Run. It's just one of those daily shoes that ticks loads of boxes for me. There was never a mile where I put this one on and felt at all uncomfortable. Easy to lace up, superb padding in the tongue, and I always felt really fresh after using it the next day. Yes, it does come in a tad more expensive than the Pegasus 38, but I feel that this one is the forerunner for some of the shoes that we will see from Nike in 2022. I mean, look at that Zoom Fly 5 that's forthcoming, for example. The same soft carrier foam and Zoom X in that one, plus a plate, of course, because you gotta put a plate in it. Cushioned yet stable enough for most runners. I would suggest trying out the Vomero 16 if you have not done so already. In today's list, it's my number 2 daily shoe. Position number 1, top dog, of course, is the Adios 6. It was going to take an incredible shoe to beat it, and I haven't tried one out that's anywhere near as good. A masterclass from the 3-Stripe brand in terms of upper design. Specially selected materials. Suede. Just making the shoe a little bit more comfortable and durable. And of course, the magic midsole combo of Light Strike and Light Strike Pro. 2 variants together there that seem to really do the trick. The rubber in the outsole, an almost decking style approach with a high frequency of ridges and slats. It hugs the ground a little bit like a dragster, and it kicks some serious butt. I think this one's, for me, got the performance of a race type shoe, but the durability and use case of a trainer. You can use it for daily offerings, no problem. Nice and light. I think it was about 284 grams in my UK size 11.5. At only 110 Earth credits UK retail price, you can often pick them up for far less than that. No question for me, my top daily trainer of 2021. The Adidas Adizero Adios 6. You're telling me you've not picked one up yet? What are you doing? Go and do it now. You know it makes sense. Let me know what your top daily shoes of 2021 have been. Which ones have got the most miles? Which have been those shoes that have urged you to get out there and rack up a few kilometres? Let me know down in the comments. Today's musical interlude is some jazz from Mr. Jamie Cullum and his fantastic album The Piano Man at Christmas. There's some beautiful production here already, just the first few tracks I listened to, really enjoying it. It's Christmas, sounds very relaxed with some beautiful horn sections there. Hang Your Lights as well as particularly humorous, some nice lyrics in there, certainly a bit tongue-in-cheek, and an interesting change of pace as well. Bringing things up a little bit, raising the tempo. I really like the sentiment of Christmas never gets old either. Those sentimental feelings that we always have, the memories that we hold dearly about loved ones, parents, children, grandparents, cats. How Do You Fly as well is particularly good, a wonderful intro to that track. There's a magic about the sound. Really enjoyed this one. Do go and check this one out, guys. Jamie Cullum's album, The Piano Man at Christmas. Great stuff, Jamie. Right, that's just about all from me for today. I'm going to go and eat some mince pies now and some Christmas cake. maybe some leftover pizza. If you enjoyed today's video, guys, and you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, but also click the bell below for notifications when I launch those new videos for you. You can also help the channel out by hitting that like button, but also sharing this video with your running buddies. My name's Eddbud, and I'll be seeing you